I'm Michael Kardos, and I teach at Mississippi State, and I'm the author of several novels in a story collection. My most recent novel is called Bluff.
Let's start out about, at the beginning, why'd you get into writing? When did you start writing,
Yeah, I was a drummer, mainly. I studied music in college and played the drums for a long time, and I always grew up reading and writing. My mom was a high school English teacher. And it wasn't really until I was in my 20s that I started writing a lot, and realized that it was something that I had a lot of interest in. And went back to school when I was 30 years old, went to grad school, and I was there for about an hour when I realized these are my people and this is what I wanted to do.
Was there a catalyst that started that, process of writing that shifted you over into it?
When I was 12 years old, one summer, my mom came up with a challenge that my sister and I and my mom and my dad would each write a story a week and read the stories at the end of the week. And I think my dad lasted about a week, and my sister lasted 2 or 3 weeks, but I ended up lasting the whole summer. And it was something that I think I like the idea of finishing something and having something to show for it.
And when it comes to your writing now, what's your inspiration for what you do now? Where has your writing gone, to the present?
Yeah, it's kind of been in a lot of different directions. I like short stories, I like novels, I like the different ways that we kind of deal with them as readers. You diving in for a half hour, or you in this for a week or two. And I think as a writer, I like trying different kinds of approaches, different voices, different kinds of characters. The novels have all been sort of nominally in the crime world, where there's a crime that sort of serves as the hub of the story, though I wouldn't call them mysteries or even necessarily crime novels, but there's a crime that kind of makes the story sort of work.
Each writing experience is to give something different to the reader. For
Absolutely, you. And like none of my books are part of a series or anything. I feel like I throw everything I can at a book, and then when I'm finished with it, I am done with it, and I'm ready to try something totally different.
I think we've kind of already answered this, but when you try these different things, when you're giving people these different experiences, is there anything in particular you want them to get from it, that you hope they get from it? Is there anything you've been surprised that people have gotten from your writing?
I think one thing, and the most recent novel, Bluff, sort of deals with this more directly, is this idea when you're reading. I think it can give you a sense of wonder, take you somewhere you're not expecting to go. And certainly that's what a magic trick itself does, right? You know that something unexpected is going to be happening, but you don't exactly know how or why or what the effect is going to be. And so I think that is something especially in a longer work of fiction, I like to kind of take the reader on its journey, but they don't really know where that's going to go.
And speaking of not knowing where things are going to go, you might have that same answer, but where would you like to see your writing go from this point? What's next for you?
Yeah, I'm working on a book of short stories, and also I'm at the very beginning stages, taking notes and getting some ideas for a new novel that I think is going to take place in an art museum.
All right, so you're going to be at a writer's talk at the Columbus Arts Council?
I will, on Tuesday at 5:30 p.m., 5:30 to 7. I think we're going to do a little reading at 6. I know there'll be snacks. Should be a good time.
And you'll be talking about?
We'll be talking about Bluff. I think I'll be reading probably the first chapter and talking about it and answering questions and maybe doing a card trick.